Hey, hello guys, welcome to a new video of exploit pack. On this series, what we're gonna do is to, well, first, as you may notice, we have a new camera and also a new microphone, so I hope this set of videos coming on are gonna be of a better quality than before. And yeah, for the beginning, we're gonna start with a Crackme. Choose a simple one, but yeah, should start from scratch so you guys can follow on the more advanced ones. So on this one, we just gonna go to a site that I like. It's a Crackme .1. We're gonna grab one of the simple ones. In particular, this one says called Simple Crackme. It's an easy peasy type of Crackme. And yeah, I'm gonna show you how to solve it, as it's not really beginner per se, but it's just level 2, so it should be quite easy to do. Yeah, well, first you need to download it. So once you have it, yeah, of course, run it inside a VMware or a virtual machine or any VM that you like. I'm using a VMware and I have all my tools here. So well, basically uncompress it, and then the password will be crackmes .1, and then open the folder, and then you will have the Crackme there. I prefer to use IDA Pro, but feel free to use any other debugger like Radare, GDB, Hydra you can use as well. There is a debugger for Hydra that you can use together with the GDB. That's gonna work just fine. But well, I prefer to use IDA, so I'm gonna drop it into IDA Pro. So you can follow. If you don't have IDA Pro, then you can get one of the free versions as well. You should be able to do it. All right. So well, first thing first, out of the bat, we're gonna choose the regular options for it, and then from here we're gonna see the content of the Crackme. Choose a few functions, the subroutine, and then the name of it. And it only IDA Pro was only able to recognize puts, gets, and these two bprintf and EOB func, and then the start, of course, of the entry point that you have it here on the exports. And then from the imports, choose this, as I mentioned before. Then program segmentation, you have the header, regular sections, then one gap. And then, well, from here you can see the content in assembly in a graphical view. If you press space, as you may know, you can see it like in text. We are only dumping the text. We are only seeing the text section of it. So all right, so this Crackme from here, for what it looks like, it does a kind of a loop, and then if your key is correct, then yeah, it's gonna print a good job on decrypting the password, or don't think you have the slightest clue. So something that I like to do, I will mark this one on red like that, and this one on green, because this is the one that we wanted to reach. Yeah, after that we can see that is here it's gonna make call to here, and then it's gonna run gets to get the input. Yeah, this is just for printing. Yeah, basically this is the print. This sub is a print, and then is constructing the print here, and then using puts to output here to the screen, this to the screen. Yeah, then just creating the buffer, setting up the buffer, the size of the buffer, and then choose getting from the input the content of that is going to be assigned to that buffer. Then it's doing the load of this value into R8 because this is for AMD, this is for 64, and then yeah, it's yeah, comparing the content of the buffer, yeah, part of the content of the buffer, and then compare it with the value, yeah, with the value of it. So I assume this is not the key. Well, then it's doing a conditional jump based on the yeah, on the outcome of this comparison. Is gonna it's gonna set the flag and then make the jump. So I guess on this exercise, something we can do, I can show you guys how to use breakpoints and conditional breakpoints, so you can set and get the values of these registers that I think on this exercise is gonna be useful. So something that I like to do is to open the notepad, maybe put it here, yeah, and then we know this is a value that we are interested on, but it's not something, yeah, it's not, I don't think it's the key, it doesn't look like the key, and by reading the program it's not being used as the key. So something we can do, press F5, and if you have X-rays in your IDA Pro, then you will get the pseudocode of it. And if you are familiar with Jira and you like to have it aligned to it, something you could do is to put the code on the side and then align this one. So say right click, synchronize with IWA, that is this one. And then as soon as you synchronize it, if you, yeah, for instance, you click on the buffer, it will jump where is defined in the buffer. The puts is there, yeah, I see, and it's just like Jira does it on the, yeah, on the compiler interface. So yeah, I like that, and I also like to do it here. All right, you can set breakpoints in your pseudocode, or you can set breakpoints in your disassembly view. So how do you set a breakpoint? You press F2 here, or you press F2 here. Yeah, so, but of course the breakpoints are different, and they are not the same breakpoints, because if you set a pseudocode breakpoint, it will set the breakpoint here for the whole for this whole content, instead of just setting it for this instruction. And you will see your breakpoints on your breakpoint windows, and if you have two different breakpoints, and you can see one is called type source and the other one is type ABS, and you can remove it from here as well. All right, so the first thing first, we want to set up breakpoints. I will set a breakpoint here, don't think you have the lightest clue, and I will set a breakpoint here where is when I show this message. So basically, yeah, okay, yeah, then it's gonna set this, and then it's gonna call puts from here to print the value of any of these two. So basically here it's gonna drop it and then print it on the screen. So we can change, pressing N, you can change the name. This could be bad one, and then we can change the name to the other one. It's called, of course, good one. So to make it more easier to read down, then we IDA Pro has set up directly the references for these locations here as well, so it does it automatically. So it's gonna do something I can show you as well. If you want comments for it, it's gonna jump if 0, so set F, that's the flag. If the value is 1, then it's gonna jump it or not. All right, so what do we need to do here? Yeah, we can set a breakpoint on this CMP to compare. This is gonna compare these two operands. It's gonna compare RCX plus R8 against DL, and is setting the value of DL here on the top. here, and as you can see, this is where it's doing it, right? On the pseudocode. So all right, so yes, it's like that. So it's taking the value of this, moving it to here, and our buffer is gonna be our input. So basically this is the value of it, and then compare. So basically it's comparing what we put in the first value of the buffer, is setting it up to DL, and then it's gonna compare the value of RCX plus array against DL. So I guess it's comparing one by one, so choose one character. All right, and if it's not true, then if it's not true, so basically if the value are not the same, then it's gonna go, sorry, and don't think you have the lightest clue. All right, so we think this is the well, we don't think it is, but we're gonna check what it's doing with it, because it's using it here on the for the buffer. So let's set up the local Windows debugger to run it here, and we have here this compare. So do you want to run it? Yes. Let's say this is the password. Press space to go back here, and then what we have here, yes, this is it, and then it's comparing it against 42. Okay, 42 is the hexadecimal value for the uppercase B, so this one. So the first one is correct, and then the next one, it is J, so it's taking this one, .47. So if we go to output window, and then we say print 47, it's J, yeah. So it's taking this one. He took it from the buffer and moved it into DL, and then he's comparing it against RCX. That is the number 5 of, yeah, it's the number it's the number 5 of this one. So this should be 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I guess it's doing this. So it's doing this. So the second value should be this. We can, yeah. So, well, for now our second value was G, but it should have been X, because that's what it was comparing against with RCX, right? Because it took it from here and then moved into RCX, and then it's comparing against the value that we give as input that went through DL. All right, so okay, that's when it's bad. So we know this. We know that the first one is correct, is B, and the second one is X. All right. So let's do this as a test, just to confirm that our assumptions are correct. So the first one we know is correct, 42. Yes, so it's 0. So it is 0, 42. Then we go. The second one should be X, so 5, RCX 5. And then, yeah, it's correct. And the third one, if our assumptions are correct, is 5 again. Okay, so but for us it wasn't 5, we sent 41, so it should be 55. So something we could do here, because it's constructing for us the key. Something we could do is to use, as I mentioned at the beginning, breakpoints. So what we can do here, we go edit this breakpoint, and then we can say set reg value of setf set reg value setf is like that. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, I think okay, we are setting 1 to setf, and then all right, so let's try that out. Let's take that one, Control F2 to stop the execution, F9 to continue. Let's press this, and then what's gonna do, it should always go, yeah, you see, but it's stopping. So basically if I press F9, it's gonna go there, and then boom, continue again, next execution, you see how it's changing. All right, so now what we have is a conditional breakpoint that is gonna set the value of the flag setf to 1 always. As soon as this is reached, it's gonna set that one. All right, and what we want to do is to print the value of RCX. So we set another breakpoint here, and then edit breakpoint, and then we can use Python, and then we should do, this is Python 3, value of RCX plus get reg value RCX. All right, will this work? I think, oh, yes, this is gonna give us an integer, so we need to transform it into a string because we are using print. So all right, okay, all right, and then stop the execution, continue, we do AAA, and then if we go to the output window, we should value of RCX 5. Okay, something we could do, instead of waiting, we can edit the breakpoint and then change the action to don't break, don't do anything. So just continue the execution. So it's gonna break. So the breakpoint is gonna work, sorry, it's gonna work. It's gonna be triggered, that's what I meant. It's gonna be triggered, but it's not gonna stop. Yeah, it's gonna stop only here. All right, so what we are doing now, to recap, is as soon as this reaching this first breakpoint, it's gonna print the value of RCX. Yeah, and then on the second breakpoint, it's gonna set the flag setf to 1. So it will always think that it's doing it correctly, this loop. In that way, we can get, with fake one, you see, we can get the value that we wanted of the key. So we move this here, can take that one out, and we can construct now the key. So it is B55XX, 1 is G777, so it's III 0 B J like that, B 55XX. So we took the values of RCX, replaced it for the position of the BGTXY, something like that, what it was on the buffer, then use it to get the correct key. All right, right now what we could do is to try to use that key and see if we got the correct value. So let's recap. Is 0 55 is XX G looks correct. Okay, stop execution. What we're gonna do now is to we can disable this breakpoint. So now it's not gonna be enabled, it's not gonna be reached or triggered. So this one is not gonna be reached or triggered. So it's gonna do the comparison. It's gonna print the values of RCX still, but this one is not enabled. So we didn't delete it, but it's disabled. So as you can see now it's green because there is a breakpoint there, but it's disabled. So let's go like that. And then we have reached the good job, the good one. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and and that you managed to learn a little bit more about IDA Pro and how to set up breakpoints and the basic of getting values of the flags, and how to get and set values, how to enable, disable breakpoints, and so on and so forth. And in the future we're gonna do some more Python and IDC scripting in IDA, so you can learn how to I don't know, grab parts of memory, debug the memory, dump memory, set more values, make your own programs, stuff. That's quite cool. In the future, regarding exploit path, what we are working behind the scenes is in a plugin for IDA that will connect exploit pack to it. On that way you would be able to debug your exploits directly on exploit pack and make a connection with IDA Pro. So that's quite cool to have. All right, guys, see you in the next video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you have any comments, please do it on the section below. Thanks. Bye.